Greetings, my friends. It's Suzanne, and today is day 7 of the Dailies. It's actually a Sunday evening, and once again, I went out to the pool because I thought it was going to be open until later. I actually saw some people going in there after 8 o'clock, but no, it's closed. I'm going to need to figure out how to get there before they close because it's so pretty by the pool. So here you are looking at the view from my balcony, and this is Portimao, Portugal. Those little lights that you see out there are fishing boats, and they come out every evening and stay out for several hours. And there's more over here. They always come out from this port over here, which you see in the distance. And that is Lagos. So there you have it. It's very dark. I see some stars, but I don't think you will see any stars. So what I'm going to do is sit down at my little cafe table over here. I have a little half glass of white wine going on, and we're going to have a chat. Big day today for me. Very big in some internal and spiritual ways. So I'll probably park the phone. Hopefully you can see that I'm making some improvements. Now I'm going horizontal with the video, and I have also a slightly better microphone happening besides my Apple earbuds. And we'll see how this works out. So I'm going to put this down and just talk to you for a minute. When I woke up this morning, my jaw was clamped and I had a lot of pain, and it was just weird. And it just felt like one of those things where you slept strange and you have a slightly sore neck or something, and I just figured, it'll just go away in a little while. But then after like an hour and a half, it wasn't going away. And I had a really difficult time opening my mouth to sip coffee. It was just really painful. After 2 or 3 hours, I decided to Google because I was in a lot of pain and it wasn't going away. And what I discovered was what's called lock jaw. Oh my God. I never thought of, I thought this was like from the Middle Ages or something, but no, it's actually a thing. And this could be multiple causes, but I didn't have any other symptoms. And so what I realized, it was because I had been clenching my teeth throughout the night. And this kind of makes sense because my dentist has told me, Suzanne, you clench your teeth. And I don't remember doing this. I don't recall doing this. I mean, I'm in my subconscious in deep, deep sleep. I've been sleeping really well lately. So I needed to look into this because it continued to worsen. I had been using some essential oils to relax the muscles, including marjoram, and I let it go, and it wasn't relaxing. I started making some chamomile tea to kind of relax more, and I took some tinctures that are stress drops, but I'm not feeling really that stressful because I'm ahead of schedule with the move and everything else that I'm doing, which, if you have been listening to the previous days, you will kind of get a sense of what's going on currently. Quite a lot, but I stay on top of it. I'm ahead of schedule, and I actually feel kind of okay. So I didn't understand why this and why now. And through my studies in A Course in Miracles, any kind of physical ailment or thing that happens, I mean, besides accidents, but it could include accidents as well, any kind of physical thing is a separation from God. So you have to really ponder that. I had to really ponder that and look into it. And as you may have heard in day 2 and day 3 and day 4, there was a shock to my life. We solved it on day 3. On day 4, I started talking to you about integrating changes and practicing forgiveness and making sure that you stay tuned in and high up with the higher realms and not descend into arguments and fighting and the lower energies of the earth. And so that has been really, really instrumental for me. But when something comes up in the middle of the night that is the result of the subconscious, we're going beyond the conscious decisions to stay above the fray, to stay above the difficult parts. And we're looking into what is being held in the subconscious. And fortunately, I was able to find some information, and it's all about my wanting to and the need to control what's happening. And then, and there's quite a bit. I'm moving out of a house. I'm putting numerous things in storage, which there was a fiasco around that. And then I'm traveling to Zurich for a couple of days, and I'll be spending the summer in Scotland. And so there's been packing for that. On top of this is this new creative endeavor of the Dailies, which you are experiencing now, which is a new video every day. It's anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. And it seems as though Spirit has put me on a path of tremendous kind of internal spiritual adventure as soon as I started these. And then it's becoming an avenue for me to learn myself and share. But I'm utilizing a number of things that I have learned over the years. And I understand that every kind of physical symptom has a spiritual root. And if this got developed in the night without my conscious awareness, that means it's coming from the subconscious. So the subconscious holds quite a lot of information, right? And since I'm launching into a new endeavor, the symbolism of clenching your teeth is a desire to control what will happen. And this is not conscious. Remember, we're talking about the subconscious being afraid of what will happen, afraid of what could go wrong, afraid. And basically the bottom line is not trusting. And so I have had decades of practice of trusting in the higher source to provide everything I need exactly when I need it, and that has been my belief system, and that is exactly what is happening for me. However, when we're talking about subconscious material coming up, I know already from my spiritual path that the subconscious material that I'm healing is also from the collective. Yes, it touches upon my own personal life, and yes, it is touching upon the collective. I'm getting a release as we speak. I want you to know that it's full of effort. I am efforting to be able to speak to you because opening my mouth is that difficult. I haven't eaten all day because it was too difficult. Can't chew. So it's been tea, and I managed to get down some celery juice, and that's about it. I mean, I put some spinach in a saute pan just now, but chewing is far more painful, and I am hoping that I will have some relief by tomorrow. and will be calling my doctor, dentist, about is there anything I can do here? So anyway, I don't want to be going on about this situation. What I want to be going on about is the concept of surrender. Because when I looked into this concept of, this clenched jaw is fear because of wanting to control things and some things being out of control. That's happening to so many people, right? So many people in the country who have gotten fired. People who are in North Carolina who have experienced the storms and they have been applying for support from FEMA and they were just told no. So many businesses and companies are going to be experiencing going out of business because of all the new economic tariffs. There's so much uncertainty going on in the world right now. So this fear and wanting to control things is really a thing in the conscious field, not just in the US. I mean, think about the Ukraine. Think about Gaza and Palestine. Think about the European Union and the UK, which are going to be dealing with a lot of loss in sales to the US if the things that are planned will go through. I mean, I don't know really any situation in the world that does have any kind of security. So in these situations of total and complete uncertainty, this is where, for you personally, the concept of surrender needs to happen. And it's not just a mental idea. It's not just a mental construct. It's not just an affirmation that you say, oh, I surrender. It has to come from a very, very deep place, the deepest place that you can reach, because it is the subconscious. It's not your conscious mind. It is the subconscious mind that is experiencing this fear and this uncertainty. Now, I'm using my situation as an example, but you will have your own situation. You will have your own circumstances. You will be faced very potentially with massive shocks to your system, to your life, and changes that were unexpected. If you have everything stable and hunky-dory, wonderful. I give you a big high five, and that is fabulous. You may be meant to keep all of the frequencies and energies stabilized while others go through big changes. I know my personal role is to help transform and transmute the fearful and darker energies of the earth. It's one of the reasons that I came here, to bring light from above to help dispel darkness, and that happens in multiple ways. But if you are facing some challenges and everything seems out of control, remember we have Saturn that has just entered Aries, and we have other astrological confluences that say everything is starting anew. We're starting a new world. And we are going to want to enter that world with a tremendous amount of faith and belief in something bigger. If a new world is being created and it's all supported by the cosmos, this is much bigger than we are. This is much bigger than we are because there are forces at play that are greater than we are. And so when we choose to surrender, we choose to allow those forces to enter into our lives and smooth things over. But we have to be able to relinquish control of what we think we need to be controlling. I'm speaking to myself right now, and at the same time, I am sharing this message. I release and I let go. I release and I let go. I know when I did this during the day, as I was laying on my yoga mat and using some remedies and listening to frequency music, I felt a really huge release when I went deep within to really, really surrender. It has to happen on a very deep level, not a superficial level. Go within in a meditation and breathe very deeply and talk to your subconscious self and ask it to release. Ask it to understand it has no reason to fear. Tell it that you are there to support it. Send it love and say, we are surrendering together. We are surrendering to a higher power. And collect it up in your arms and reiterate over and over again. I let go. I release. I surrender. And I let go. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.